CrossFit has changed my life.
Being an example is one thing.
I can't say enough how much it's done for me, not only in my athletic career, but my actual career.
Just encouragement, you know, like a lot of girls will come in and they don't want to get bulky and they don't want to be big, but it's showing them that strong is beautiful.
My name is Kevin Bell, and I'm 23 years old.
My name is Kate Bell, and I'm 23.
So through high school, I played football and rugby, and I loved it. I loved playing both of those sports.
Yeah, so I played a lot of sports growing up. Soccer, a little basketball, not really. In high school, I played 2 years of soccer and then 3 years of tennis. I was much better at tennis than I was at soccer.
But I always found more interest in like the weight room training in the preseason. Like I killed the preseason, and then I was just like about the actual season and playing the actual sport. But I played football and rugby, yeah.
And then after high school, I was just kind of like a 24-hour fitness kind of girl. I'd go every day before class and do my cardio, then do my weights, all that good stuff, and then CrossFit.
Like right after high school, I got into CrossFit. I was going through EMT school and fire academy, and a guy in EMT school was like, "Hey, you think you work out? You like doing stuff like that? Well, try this workout: 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. Do as many rounds as you can in 20 minutes." And I was like, "All right, let's do it." And we know that as Cindy, and it kicked my butt, and I was sold. So like right after high school, I got into CrossFit. I did like 24 rounds, but they weren't legit rounds. You know, like my push-ups were like halfway, and my pull-ups, like I was switching to like chin-ups at certain times, and my chin wasn't above the bar, and my squats weren't below parallel, like, because that's how I knew, you know. So yeah, it was like 24 like range of motion rounds.
My sister, she had a boyfriend at the time that had just started CrossFit, and he was super into it. He drank the Kool-Aid, all that good stuff. And he was trying to get her into CrossFit. And so then she finally started going, then she tried to get me into it. I started doing workouts just at home. I do like a run around in my neighborhood. I try and do sit-ups and push-ups and stuff just at home because couldn't afford it yet. And then finally I was able to go to a gym. I started at CrossFit 714 in Orange. And then I was there for about a year, and then came over here.
I was at CrossFit Denver about a year and a half before I moved out here, because after finding CrossFit, I was like, okay, I have to coach this. This is what I want to do. I don't want to be a firefighter anymore. I want to coach this. And I was like, all right, so a weekend cert's awesome, but I want to dig into this. I want a college degree in it, and so I moved from Colorado to California to get a kinesiology degree at Cal State Fullerton, and I was doing CrossFit in Colorado for about a year and a half before I moved out here, and so I found CrossFit Chino Hills and never looked back. I've just been growing with that company. We've been open close to a year and a half now, a little less than a year and a half. We had a real soft opening. We because it's the same company, we're not gonna just like take people from CrossFit Chino Hills, and so we had maybe like 4 people, like brand new people starting. Actually, I think Ramiro out there is one of our original members, and it was hard. Like my majority of my coaching career was at Chino Hills, and to open a new gym and to have like 4 members, and you know, most of them not knowing anything of CrossFit, it was quite a learning curve for me to kind of paint their picture. Like they come in as a blank canvas, and so it was a great experience to really form them as athletes from the very beginning. It's been hard, but it's been the best experience I've ever had in CrossFit, being able to call this like my baby.
Pretty soon after brought me over to help him out, and then it kind of became the Bells Gym, kind of us two together running the show.
Coaching everybody out there and knowing what to say and when to say it, it takes a couple things. It takes really knowing each individual athlete.
Oh, I love coaching. I love seeing the difference that you can make in people's lives. I love when people walk in the door and they start somewhere and then they make all of a sudden they do their first pull-up or they can do their first even sit-up. I've seen somebody that not even could do a sit-up and then finally they got their first sit-up and we're so excited. That's what it's all about. It's when people can do something that they never thought they could do before. And I love when especially women come in and they're like, oh, I can't lift weights, I can't do anything like that. And then they go on PR and lift all this weight and they surprise themselves. That's my favorite part. I love it.
Like no athlete is the same and nobody's going to respond the same. And so knowing them personally and how they respond to these things is a huge part of our job.
Oh my gosh!
You got it! You got it! And like 3 overhead squats.
When elbows back, the bar kind of tends to come in front and leave some space here, and I don't want any space at all. So just by shifting my elbows up, it draws the bar into me. So when you're doing your power clean, think about that. Think about lifting your elbows up, and that'll keep the bar nice and close.
It's been life-changing, especially coming, being real out of shape and then getting in here, and then you got Kate and Kevin that are real motivating people and, help me get to my goals of where I want to be right now. For me, as a person that battled cancer and thinking I didn't really have much left in me, and getting in here helped me get back to where I was physically.
For their motivation for me to come in here, several times a week and get on a strict diet, so that helps. I feel more healthier. I don't feel as fatigued at night. I wake up in the morning, I don't drag to get out of bed anymore. I'm more active with my 3-year-old.
So a lot of times you have coaches that you have like a good cop and a bad cop. We don't have that with Kevin and Kate. We have like a super good cop and super nice cop, and they're just both awesome.
Kate, yes. Yeah, she's a slightly less good cop.
Kate's very good because she doesn't really let you get away with anything at all. Kevin may sometimes give away a little bit, but he's gotten better with me.
She lays down the law. She's got that look. She gives me that look at home, Like I know that look, the members know the look. So she gives the look, and it becomes like a slightly less good cop,
But they're different talents, where Kevin is by far just the most passionate coach that I've ever come across, the most excited for people's success, the most invested in their future. And Kate has that same amount of passion coupled with her management skills and operations. And so they're a great balance of talent and a great balance of skill.
It's like I've been doing things wrong I didn't even know, and they just tell you everything. They stop you in the middle of a workout, adjust your weight. Just make sure that you're getting the form first before you add on heavier, and then also like encouraging you, making sure that you know that you're doing good, and you have it. Even if you're having an off day, they still tell you you're doing great. So they're awesome.
Try dipping lower. Let's try that. So dip lower to get that elbow through faster, maybe. Like be conscious about it this time. Think about that only. That was better. At school, and it was kinesiology 202, so it was like the basic introduction of kinesiology. She would go to work before she would come to class, and she'd have a couple evening classes, and that was my last class of the day, so I had been there since the morning, and that was my last class. Big lecture hall, and so with her being at work prior, she was like in a cubicle at the time, kind of doing office stuff, and she had nice pants on and a shirt on. She had her glasses on, and it was all like studious and professional. And I thought she was older than I was, and like way out of my league.
Yeah, no, it was cool because I just started CrossFit right when we met, and he was wearing a CrossFit t-shirt, and I was like, oh, hey, CrossFit, I just started that. And he was like, wait, what? You know CrossFit? He got all excited. It was awesome because then you can kind of like understand, you know, like some people it's hard to understand the things you do in CrossFit, and so when he already did it, it was perfect.
She knew about CrossFit, and like at the time I was like super paleo, and she was just starting paleo, like maybe 4 months in, and so that was a really big thing that we connected on. Like you know the movie Jerry Maguire, like You Had Me at Hello, like I say like you had me at paleo, you know.
He was wearing his glasses. He was adorable. He is such a nerd. He always sits in the front, but for some reason in that class he was in the back, but he was sitting there paying attention the whole time.
It's made it so much easier to have the woman that I love next to me coaching.
It was awesome. Best day of my life by far. Yeah, loved it.
Right alongside of me, we go home at night, and that's, you know, this is what we're talking about. Like, hey, you have so-and-so in your class tonight? Oh, yeah, okay, how'd they do? You know, and so, like, we have our strategy of how we're approaching each individual athlete, like, nailed down to a science, because we get to talk about that.
The understanding is great, because we can both be supportive of each other's athletic career. Not only just understanding like the managing side of things and how we both get that, but then, okay, he needs his time to work out and get that done. Okay, yeah, I understand about that. It can also make it difficult, because now we have, you know, 2 workouts that need to get done basically, so that can make it hard, but like I said, the understanding makes it so much easier.
You know, and like, all right, so we're gonna have so-and-so go a little bit lower on their squats each week, even though that they have a knee injury. We're gonna just kind of, you know, like rehab them back into shape, you know, it's, whatever it might be. We have strategy of how we're approaching everybody. So yeah, it's made it a lot easier.
I hope that I can be an example to them. Like I try and let them know where I came from, and not being able to do a pull-up, and I was on bands for a long time and I couldn't lift a barbell with nothing on it, you know. But it's showing them that strong is beautiful. You know, everybody's talking about lately, like it's not about being skinny, it's about being strong and being able to hold your own. And that's the biggest thing, I think.